And here we go. Let me remove the banner so that we are all visible. And then after we can start our conversation. And this today, actually, I will have a very special place here. I will not be in the studio because these two guys here would like to discuss their topic. Hi, Chrishanne. Hi, Yuva. How are you? How are you today?
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Yuva. It's been quite a challenging, tiring day, multitasking, working on client requests. Also, I managed to join into the first few sessions of the summit, so I was glad to do that and also quickly do the game that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we still have the game. Let me just share it very quickly before we start, because some people were saying that the link is not good. So I will just quickly share my screen, which is actually having the barcode on it. And then you can just quickly go there and just just use your phones and just take this little QR code here, and then you can already play, and you can just get on these 5 questions. Every single weekend we will have more questions coming up. We will do it Friday 12 p.m. and Saturday we will also pull up 5 new questions. So guys, just go for it. The more you play with the same email address, make sure you are using the same email address, the more you can win and the more you will be on the top of the leaderboard. So I'm really excited for this game provided for us by Shiv. So let me remove the barcode. And today's topic for you, I'm so excited about it, is something very special and close to my heart. So I'm really happy to have it here with you. And it's the art of networking and communication, which I really love, to build people, to communicate, to build a community. It's not an easy task. So I think I will let you to it. Some people are already watching us. Cynthia is here. Jag is here, of course. Alchan is here. So you will have a good audience. So guys, I will let you in the studio. I will be backstage. And now, from now on, Chrishanne, you will lead the conversation because this is your session and I'm happy to listen to you in the background. So I will just remove myself and go to the backstage.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you, Andrea.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world that you are joining us from. I have with me a good friend of mine, Yuvarajan. For short, we call him Yuva. And thank you to Cynthia, Jag and Elle for joining us. I hope more people join us and they'll be more interactive with us during the session on the art of networking and communication. So just a little bit of intro about myself and Yuva as well. Hi, we have a Facebook user. If you can click on the StreamYard link, or you can just mention what is your name, because right now we can't see that. So I am the wordsmith and a communication consultant. I provide written communication such as proofreading, copywriting, my niche area, which is I help my clients repurpose their resume. And Yuva is a mathematics teacher by day, and he's got another, shall we say, side hustle, which hopefully soon he will fully embark on, which is he's a GES Shetty life coach.
Certified life coach, yeah.
Yeah, certified life coach, yes. So Yuva, how are you? How is your day?
Oh, hi. Hi, Chrishanne. Hi, everyone. I mean, thank you for first of all, I must say thank you to Chrishanne for introducing me to GES, and yeah, this is my debut here, so I'm taking my first bow here. So thank you, Chrishanne, for introducing me to the GES, and I'm feeling good. Yeah, feeling good. Just looking forward to the weekend, basically, and yeah, thank you.
You're most welcome. I'm happy that we can do this too here.
Yes.
Because previously we've had online and offline conversations on a variety of topics that are of interest to both of us. Okay, so I looked up the definition of networking and communication, and then we can talk about each of our perspectives about it. Yeah. So networking, according to dictionary.com, is a supportive system of sharing information and services among individuals and groups having a common interest. So that's a very interesting and concise definition. What do you have anything to add on to that, Yuva?
Okay, you see, Christian, the very essence, the survival of human being is we can evolve because like we evolved from the Stone Age up to the first industrial revolution, second industrial revolution, third, and now we're in the IR 4.0. So what makes human being still existent today is the ability to evolve. Now, how we are able to evolve is the ability to communicate and ability to form networks. So you see, for example, from the very first civilization in history, which is the Sumerian, the Mesopotamia. So how it's amazing in history how people can come together, form a certain clique, and from there they form a certain language. So as you can see, the language is the basis of communication because they have something standardized so that they can communicate and all that. So that's why I say that communication and networking is the very essence of the survival of human being. So I truly agree with what you say just now, the definition.
Okay, yes, and we were also talking the other day. We had a little discussion to prepare for this one, and
Yes.
we are talking about the different contexts and scenarios in which networking take place. It could be among our very small circle, or it could be among a larger circle, perhaps with regards to business or social event. It varies. And then before the pandemic, I was so used to attending face-to-face networking events.
Yes.
And when the pandemic hit, I had to get used to sitting in front of the computer screen, staring at the camera, and being at the mercy of the internet connection. And the weather, whether it's sunny weather or rainy weather, and of course, sometimes at the most inconvenient times, the computer suddenly can play up, or the headset can play up. This is life. You can only prepare and plan so much, but when things happen, you have to troubleshoot and go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when it happens, it's bound to happen. It just happens. So you just have to face it, right? So that's where improvisation comes into place, right? So So the moment when you mention about communication, if you don't mind, can I share about the types of communication styles, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay, so this is what I got from my research on Google about communication styles. So this is the article from Alvernia University, which says that there are 4 types of communication styles, which is passive, aggressive, passive aggressive, and assertive. Now, I will not go in the full article, but let me say the highlights from each of the styles. So therefore, like to engage in an effective communication and also further up into networking, you need to know what is the type of communicator you are engaging with. So therefore, I will explain one by one in brief. Okay? Number 1, passive. Now, individuals who are passive communication style, they often act indifferently, yielding to others. They have some problem to express their feelings or needs, allowing others to express themselves. And normally when you say passive, it's more like introverts, okay? Because they are unable to express themselves fully. So this could lead to miscommunication, misunderstanding, which could lead to anger and conflict. So that's in short why I talk about passive communicator. Now, secondly is aggressive communicator. Now, aggressive communicator, as the name suggests, aggressive. That means that they are very, up to it. Like they are very extrovert. Like whatever they say, and they will say it with a loud, confident tone because they are being aggressive and being extrovert. And when they say, they maintain intensive eye contact. So if you notice, Chrishanne, if you see someone who is very extroverted, who knows what the person speaks, he will maintain a very sharp eye contact with the audience. So that's so that you are engaging not just orally, but also in terms of eye contact. Okay, so but at the same time, it could get too too invasive, that it could be intimidating, it could be too criticizing, and in worst part attacking. So that's aggressive, so to speak. Okay, now what are
Okay.
example of phrases for aggressive communicator? It say that I'm right, you're wrong,
Okay.
I get my way no matter what, and it's all your fault. So these are the three common. So these are the three common phrases where aggressive communicators tend to use. Okay. Now the third one is passive aggressive. Okay. Now this is a bit confusing because it is a mixture of both. You know, like laksa, you have mixture of many flavors, right? So similar to this, it's a mixture of passive and aggressive. So this is may sound confusing because like this passive aggressive person may appear passive on the surface, but within she may feel powerless or stuck. They will build up a feeling of resentment that lead to acting out in a subtle, indirect, secret way. So to make it in a simpler way, okay, maybe on the front they may look okay, supportive, say okay, motivating, engaging, all that. But on the back, they'll talk bad about you. They will like basically stabbing your back lah. That's the simplest way of saying passive aggressive.
In simple terms, in front of your face they say one thing, behind your back they say something else.
Correct, exactly. You can say that. So I can see an example of a phrase of passive aggressive communicator is like, that's fine with me, but don't be surprised if someone else gets mad. So that's how you can see like, okay, this person is a passive aggressive communicator. Now, the last but not least, assertive communicator. Now, this is deemed to be the best among the lot because they engage in a very open communication where they can express their own needs, desire, feelings confidently, and at the same time being mindful about the needs of others. So we have the perfect balance of these two, perfect marriage of these two. Confidence and also being mindful about others. So it's like a perfect balance there. So example of phrases like we are equally okay. I respect the rights of others. Simple say, I respect the rights of others. So or I hear you, I feel you. So these type of statements shows that the person is a assertive communicator. Now, how do someone can be from the tree become an assertive communicator? Okay, they take ownership. They have to maintain eye contact. This is the powerful one. Learn to say no.
That can be challenging for some people.
Yeah, learn to say no. But people do not know. No is a very powerful word. They do not know that. Yeah.
For some people, when they hear no, they think maybe there's still room for persuasion or negotiation. But for some of us, no means no. It's a very clear statement, message being made. Thank you, Yuva, for sharing the 4 different styles of communication.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to the definition that I looked up, it says there are multiple meanings, but the most straightforward one is communication is the act or process of communicating or fact of being communicated. Another meaning is the imparting or interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. And I believe because of we have differently able individuals, I think the signs in the says could be sign language. For some people, they have certain challenges, so they use different ways to communicate, like sign language. Because sometimes when you see some international events and international news, and even the news in Malaysia, from time to time you see there's a sign language interpreter signing the whatever is being conveyed. Okay, there's as you were talking about effective communication, there's also ineffective communication, which ties into the four communication styles that you mentioned. Okay, and of course, effective communication is when you have had a chance to think things through before you open your mouth and say and convey to your audience, whether it's one-on-one or in a cozy group of people, or it's a larger audience about a specific topic, because of course it depends on the context. Whether is it a group of colleagues or classmates, or is it like a online networking session or a face-to-face networking event or a conference or a bazaar. They're totally different ways of tailor making your message and communication style to suit the person that you are communicating with. Because some people are very comfortable with a non-verbal communication, the body language and the gestures and all that. Other people are more confident verbally communicating. Then there's also written communication.
Yes. So I mean, like, I think over here, our friend here, Al Chan, have hit the nail on the head by saying that Asian no means can, maybe. Westerners no is straight no. Al Chan, salute to you. You say correctly. Because that's the problem. That's the problem with us Asian. Because like in a way we have this. I think it's like upbringing, or is it like narrative say that we are being taught not to say no because it seems to sound rude. Sounds rude, or sounds to be okay, like you are being selfish or being bad, because we are being, it's like a narrative among Asians. Like it means when you say no means bad, but actually no means no. There's no any hidden direct indirect meaning. No means no. So that's why I say no is a very powerful word. We should really embrace the power of saying no, because when you say no, when you say the word no, it empowers you. It gives you a control. But if you don't say no, you're basically giving the control to others. You're letting others to control you.
Yes, I do agree with you, Yuva. But sometimes when you say no, some people refuse to accept it as a final, definitive answer. Because maybe they're not used to being rejected, and told that whatever that they are requesting or they are wishing for is not an option. And yes, it ties into a little bit about what you said, whether it's the upbringing or perhaps maybe things were quite simple and straightforward for them, so they're so used to hearing yes rather than no. So when they hear no, maybe they think there's room for negotiation and persuasion and all that stuff. Okay, perhaps we can. Andrea also asked us a question. What is how do you build your network? Now that is a really awesome question, because I'm sure you have your own way of doing it, and I also have my way of doing it. Each of us has our own strengths, so we will usually focus on that, and that ties into some of our strategies and ways in building networks. So for me, it is it's not very scientific, but I take things in a very simple way. Whenever I'm meeting someone, of course I smile. That's the first thing to do before starting a conversation, to get the attention of the other person, and basically to signal that, hi, I'm here. I would like to have a discussion or to engage with you. And then, of course, I will introduce myself, and then I will also, if they don't introduce themselves, I will also ask them to give me their name and tell me a little bit about themselves to break the ice. And then we will start with common topics and then work our way to very specific topics. How about you, Yuva?
Well, for me, for starters, I'm an introvert. I'm proud of it. I'm being introvert. So for me, to develop my network or develop my network, it's like, one is through word of mouth, because no matter what you say about social media, about content creation, for me, I believe old school. Old school rocks. In this case, old school, what I mean is that words of mouth. Because like word of mouth travel fast. Okay. So basically, what I do is I will start with the client, and I will rely on the client to give a testimonial, and then the
Okay.
client will spread the word. Okay. So yo, check this out. Check this out. I found this cool coach by the name of YD, and he has helped my life in a big way. So
Okay.
I think it might be useful to you. So yeah, those kind of things, word of mouth. But however, like to develop it further to the global stage, I rely on social media. That's why I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. But still, if you ask me, I will prefer old school rock. So yeah, word of mouth for me.
Yeah. There's actually a term, word of mouth marketing, and tomorrow Camelia will be talking about word of mouth marketing and referrals. So yes, old school rocks, but with various new social media platforms and the younger generation, each generation has their own unique experiences, and each person has their own, shall we say, best practices. Not to put too serious a term onto it, but I think that's a good way of describing it. And old school is good, but at the same time, as I was saying to Andrea, we can only plan and control so much. You have to go with the flow and adapt accordingly based on the verbal and non-verbal cues that you're getting from the person you're communicating with. Because it could be one-on-one, it could be a group of people, it could be people it could be total strangers. And there could be some other challenges that could happen along the way.
Which goes back to my earlier point, where the very essence of human being existing to the very day is we evolve. So how we evolve, we able to to evolve with the going time, because like we've been evolving from the time of the wheel cart to the time of the wheel, and then we have the first car, we have the first motorbike, and now we have like flying cars, and then we have handphone, smartphones, smart TVs, all these things. So the very essence of the existing human being is we evolve. So as time goes by, we evolve, and that's how, and similarly we communicate, and we can able to group together, form a network, and exchange ideas.
Yes. Before the pandemic, I had not heard of Zoom. I didn't even know there was such a thing as Google Meet. I had heard about WebEx and used it a long time ago. But there's a lot of different social media platforms and tools that are available, that is sometimes a bit of a struggle to get competent and skillful at using it. So that's an additional challenge in this age of the digital age and the advancement of information technology.
Yes. Yeah, and then also when you mentioned about communicate and networking, I remember one point discussed yesterday where with the advancement in communication and networking tools we have right now, different people from different continent. So basically, it makes the world smaller. For example, I can talk to someone from the US, from Canada, or from South America, or from the other corner of the world, just like me talking side by side, like that person is in the room beside me. So yeah, and with that, it also encourage someone to synergize their time, energy, and effort. So less effort, and we can create more quality work in a shorter period of time.
True. One of the good things about having to work remotely or get used to doing things that in front of a computer from home or your home office is you have to get comfortable with staring at the camera and the computer screen and troubleshooting and getting quite clear about the message that you want to communicate, to convey to the person on the other side. And
This can be very intimidating for introverts, because when the introverts, when they see camera, it's like, oh no, I'm in camera. They start to get freeze. So they start to freeze. So
I am an extrovert, Yuva, but you can say I haven't completely moved out from the introvert dynamic from which I originally came from. And I'm thankful to that classmate of mine who basically who encouraged me to be more communicative and more engaging. And just one, she basically said, Chrishanne, why are you so quiet? Talk more lah. Then after that, it's like, okay, once I got started, it's now like, okay, hang on a minute. I need to, even though I'm excited about something, I need to give some time for the other person to say something, because communication is not just about conveying information. Another important part is also listening. And you learn more by listening to the other person.
Yes. So what makes an effective communication is you listen, and then the other person can able to listen to you and able to reply back. Okay, and we have a question, and we have some comments here from Alchan and a question from Cynthia. How to not just connect with people to build a network, but also keep in touch and not only find them when we need something from them, say after 1 year connecting with them. Well, that's
a very pertinent question and timely one, because yes, I can resonate with that, because that this is not my style. I regularly communicate with people, irrespective of whether I need something from them or not. So when you do that, the rapport is there, the shall we say, the connection is there. And when you nurture and build that friendship and relationship, so when the time comes when you actually need to ask for help, it is quite a seamless and smooth process. Okay. And unfortunately, I think for some people, maybe they are not very comfortable in regularly and actively communicating, whether it's via WhatsApp or over the phone, or whether it's Facebook, or whether it's LinkedIn or Instagram, so on and so forth. Hi, Udunma. Thank you for joining us. So that's a very important question. And it starts by little steps. Okay, so start initiating a communication with the person, whether it's someone you know or someone you don't know, and make it as sincere as possible, so that the rapport is there, so that when the time comes when you need to ask for help or advice, it will be a very good communication. Yes, Yuva, you want to add?
No, actually not. Just a quick question, because since Andrea is here, I want to ask a quick question to both of you. Do you know what's different between listening and hearing?
Sounds like a tricky question. I think, Andrea, would you like to say anything?
Yes,
about
I have
this?
to jump on board, because I think Roland is already in the studio. So I will answer this one very quickly, but I will make it like very tricky, and I will bring Roland up. And
Hi, Roland. Thank you for joining us. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. We have a question for you. So what do you think? What is the difference between listening and hearing?
Roland, can you unmute? We can't. Okay, now we
can. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
We will hear you.
Thank you for unmuting me. Hi, everyone. Actually, I've been eavesdropping for the last 5 minutes, and I've been listening to you guys. So that's a very good way to listen, to mute someone. But the difference between listening and hearing, I believe it's it's the way how you react. So that will tell to the other person that did you really listen, or you just heard something. I think it will transform into or manifest in the person's action. So what's he's gonna do next after having a conversation? I think that's gonna be the judge of, did he listen or just heard what you say? I think that's
Yes, that is a good point. Yeah, if you're hearing means perhaps you may miss out on certain important nuances and points about what's being said. Whereas if you're listening, hopefully you would have got the 100% of the message being conveyed.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much. I think this was a very great, informative session, and I think we'll know more about communication and networking in the real meaning, not in the way how it's sometimes done today, that it's only for my own winnings and whatever I want, just give it to me. And instead of that, we are listening to each other and we are trying to help each other first, and then we figure out how we can actually mutually win from this relationship. So I really, really love the comments. Thank you so much, Udumna. Cynthia is saying listening is really actively understanding a person, and hearing can be passive, like how you listen to a song on the radio in the background, or how Roland was listening to you unmuted in the backstage of the studio. So thank you, guys. This is an amazing half an hour. We could do more. Maybe we will bring this back, because I still have some sessions open. So I think this needs another half an hour to discuss, because there's so many layers to networking and communication.
Yes, we barely we barely scratched the surface. There's more.
Yes. I think I will bring you back, guys. We have 5 weeks to go. So every week we can talk a little bit about, this is a very good combo, the two of you. So thank you so much for doing this. And I'm really, really happy to have you in the studio again after the 2 years already. And now it's for the 3rd year, and for you a first time. So thank you so much. Have an amazing evening.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Yuva. Good to
meet
see you, Roland, and catch up with you in other in this session and other ones.
Hopefully.
We'll do that. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I love these hot seats when everyone is changing places and we are like doing the next up. So thank you, guys. And Roland, welcome in the studio. I'm really happy to have you here. You are someone who I really wanted to showcase, and I really want